think we've got our guest on the line right now, so I'm not going to keep him on hold anymore because this poor guy has been doing so many interviews, has done so much over the last week. And as a matter of fact, you can see him on the front page of the sports section today. And really cool. Kevin, we're going to welcome in Kevin Kruger, the new UNLV Runnin' Rebels head coach. Kevin, welcome to Outta Line. We appreciate having you.
No, thanks for having me.
I got to ask you, we only had been off the air for a few hours last Sunday when I heard the rumors that you would be offered the position. When did you find out that you were on the short list for the job, or did it come as a surprise?
The discussion of, lists and process and all that just wasn't really ever discussed. Just really excited to kind of be in the mix and continue the conversations going forward. And with all the cliches you can throw at it in the world about, just putting your head down and going forward, it's kind of the approach that we had. And, didn't worry about anything else, didn't talk about anything else. As you know, with Desiree, she keeps things close to the vest, and she keeps her process and what she believes in. And so I was just excited every time I got to talk to somebody and go forward.
It all happened so fast. And, last week we're talking on the show after TJ obviously accepted the job at Iowa State. And we're like, we were running down coaches and, kind of playing with odds of who would get the job and who would be offered the job. And Kevin, I got to be honest, I didn't even have you on that list. So I'm excited for you. I am. But when you left your dad's staff in Oklahoma to come to UNLV, were there aspirations of possibly being the head coach here one day? Because let's be honest, based on where the program is at today, leaving Oklahoma to come to Las Vegas in basically the same role would appear to be a step backwards.
Yeah, but UNLV to me is the pinnacle. The place in my heart that UNLV has from time in Vegas and time as a Runnin' Rebel, it wasn't a step back to me, and it wasn't a step back for the family. Always having a house here and kind of making this home base when I was playing abroad or playing professionally. I really felt just kind of personally that leaving my dad's staff was really a step in the right direction. Learn from a different coach and be able to kind of broaden your horizons, if you will, and have somebody else hopefully vouching for you like TJ instead of your dad. I think the longer you get away from your playing days is actually more beneficial because it kind of adds a person that can take a phone call and support you.
Did TJ discuss with you guys, meaning his assistant coaches, that he was being courted by Iowa State, or did you find out like the rest of us?
No, I mean, TJ did a good job of always kind of keeping us in the loop and discussing things and verifying what was fact and what was fiction. And TJ is a pretty blunt guy, and he can tell you. So no, I never felt that we were out of the loop or TJ was hiding anything.
Honest. Typically, you don't see an assistant coach on a team that has limited success at best, and from year one to year two took a step backward, get elevated to the head coaching position, especially with no head coaching experience. Why do you think Keith Whitfield and Desiree Reed-Francois chose you?
Well, I think in the past couple of years, since TJ got here, there was a plan and a vision that TJ and our staff had, and there's a lot of good things that we've done in the 2 years, and the wins may not have come on the court at the rate that we liked, but there's still a lot of good that we can build on, and a lot of things that we can keep consistent going forward. And so there's going to be a lot taken from the last 2 years to continue to build on the culture that we've established and the process and the progress that we made.
That you are officially the man in charge, what's your first priority?
Continue talking to the guys. I think in this day and age with the portal and it's really kind of the size and the importance of it in college basketball. Just continuing to talk to them because we want them to be happy, and there's really nothing that's off limits in our conversations. And if they want to see what's out there for them, we support it because we do feel that we have to let them know that this is a good fit for you, or we have to be honest with them and say, we might not see it the same way you do. And as I mentioned, there's no reason to get bent out of shape about it. I think as the portal continues to grow and as its importance in college basketball and recruiting, continues to grow, I think you're going to see a lot of kids, I think, go back to the school that they were at. Maybe just a little, whether they didn't have the year they wanted to have, or they're down on their confidence, or whatever it may be, just kind of a little bit more of a reassurance. So I would imagine as the portal numbers continue to grow, so will the numbers of guys that are returning to their former school. And as coaches and as we've got to adapt and be okay with it. They're probably 3, 4, 5 years ago, there's a little more of a, forget him. He wants to see, what's out there and see what's best for him. And I don't think we can have that approach going forward. I think it needs to be one of, that's fair. That's fair, because in what world, in what line of work don't people do that, where they see what's best for them and they see what's best for their, their career and their vision going forward. So, and yeah, we're going to take it as a staff that we got to prove to the guys that they should be here. And, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, it's, along those lines, I've always said that I have this statement that, always check it out. The grass is always green. It is always greener on the other side of the fence. And I say the reason being is when you jump over, it's AstroTurf. It's not real. And that's why it's greener. So a line for you. But, so you have had a chance to talk with the current players in the roster, about their intentions going forward. I mean, when TJ took over, some pretty significant contributors like Shakur Houston and Joel and Tomway transferred. I know one name UNLV fans and the media alike are curious about, and that's Bryce Hamilton. Have you had a chance to sit down with Bryce and talk to him and see what his intentions are?
Yeah, and just like everybody, and Bryce, we've talked to everybody. And that's one thing that we've been able to do in the last couple of years is form and develop these relationships. And if Bryce, if he feels that he wants to see, if there's a better situation, then we support him with that. We don't want anybody to be here that doesn't want to be here and doesn't feel that we can get it done. But at the same time, of course, Bryce is somebody incredibly talented and a great guy, great kid. And so, yeah, it's on us to kind of talk to him and really see what's best for him, because we want everybody's got to be happy. And that's not to say every day is going to be, rainbows, but everybody's got to be happy so that they can really fulfill everything that they want out of the college basketball experience.
Understandable. Switching gears for a minute. Did you know your dad was going to be retiring as head coach at Oklahoma this year before he announced it after the Gonzaga game?
Just as surprised as you.
Really?
Just as surprised as you.
No,
I mean, we
cool.
talked. I mean, we've talked probably almost every day for the last, I don't know how long since I left for college. So, but yeah.
Hey, we got me and Cammy here.
Hey, Cammy.
We just got off the phone with President Whitfield and Desiree, and they've asked us to stick around, be the next head coach.
Hey, that is fantastic.
Yeah. So.
Congratulations. She looks thrilled about it.
Yeah, she's I'm not sure. She's been good.
Wow, that is great news. Yeah. You're ready to do this. Congratulations to you and Hal and everyone. Fantastic. That is super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, enjoy your film and your prep for Gonzaga. So,
yeah, that film, even though it's Gonzaga, the film will be a little more pleasant now.
Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah, that is great. That is great.
No, so we're excited. Ready to get going.
All right. That sounds good. We'll call us back after later tonight. Let us know what's going on.
All right, we will do. Say bye, Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right.
Hey, Kevin, I absolutely love that. And what's funny is I was going to tell you before, and if I drop my headphones and I run and Spencer takes over, my daughter is going to be giving birth any moment now. I'm about to have my first grandchild, and I am.
Wow.
I'm so ecstatic. I told her.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I told her, can you just wait till I was really looking forward to interviewing our new coach. Can you just wait for the water to break till 9:00 in the morning? So like I said, if I get a call, my phone's sitting right here, I'm waiting. But, even though it's been highly speculated throughout the week, you have said in a few interviews that you have not spoken with your dad about having a role as a coach or an advisor on this team. It's been a week. Have you had a conversation with him about, and if not, do you plan to?
I mean, assuming you know my dad, he's always going to help in any way he can for anybody that he can, and he's always been my dad, and he's always helped me with everything. My college career, my professional career, my personal life, whatever it may be. He's always been there for me, and so just like him or anybody on staff knows that has a basketball mind and a resume and pedigree like him, we'll welcome discussion all day. But as for a specific role, no, he's retired. He's going to be retired. He's coming out here to be retired, and and spend more time with my mom and my daughter. But the old saying, a coach is a coach, and so I'm sure I will absolutely pick his brain on things, and even if it's not as much of the X's and O's, because our staff is going to have our vision and plan, it might be other things. Just a lot of what would you do? What would you have done, or what would you do differently? Things that can help kind of navigate some of those maybe early speed bumps that we're going to hit.
No, I love hearing that, and I totally respect that. My father is still a practicing physician. He's turning 83 in May in Detroit. He got COVID-19. He got COVID in April, recovered, and went back to work as a doctor because he said when he retires, he dies. So I'm like, well, Dad, then work forever. So I get it, and coaches are very similar, man. It is part of their DNA, and your dad especially, a highly successful coach, and I know your mind, you've always had that mind as a coach. We saw it here when you were our point guard and took the team to the Sweet 16 in your only season with UNLV. So I'm not surprised at all that this is the road you followed and have gone down. And we wish you the most success. If you could sum it up in a sentence or two, what is Kevin Kruger's coaching philosophy?
Just, I don't know, get wins or die trying, I guess. We want to play hard. We want to play hard. We want to have fun, though. I mean, I think a coach a long time told me, and sorry, this is way more than two sentences, but that every level you go up in life with basketball, it can tend to get less fun. And, we don't want it to be that way. We want it to be fun, happy, everybody, be able to kind of implement their vision and their plan and how they see the college experience going. And that's, I think we've done so far in this first week. That's been our mentality. And that's why we're okay to having discussions with the guys about being in the portal, because there's just no reason for somebody not to be excited to get into the gym and excited to come around the offices or go to the elementary school with the young kids in Las Vegas and interact with them and show them that, being a Runnin rebel can be one of the highlights of your life and your career, because that's what it was for me. And so that's first and foremost what our staff's going to do. We're going to want to just be here for the guys and put them in position and create an atmosphere that they want to be a part of, they want to come back to, and that they have a lot of pride, being a Runnin rebel and wearing the jersey or wearing the T-shirt or talking to kids or whatever it may be. And that's what we're really, really going to try to do and make one of our main pillars.
Well, I know that you were a UNLV Rebel fan before you came here, a runner-up, and I heard you with an interview with Ron Frutrell earlier in the week say that when you were out in the driveway pretending you were Greg Anthony and Anderson Hunt, and being from Detroit, I graduated from Michigan State, but I've been here since '04, and I'll show you my shirt right now if you see this.
I saw it.
You see it? My son bought this for me this past Christmas because I've adopted UNLV as my second school, and I love it here as well. I'm a huge fan, and the one thing that I want to close with, I got to give Spencer, who's a UNLV graduate, our intern, at least a chance to ask you one question. But before I do that, the Thomas and Mack has been less than a shadow of what it once was as far as attendance goes. What can Kevin Kruger do to once again pack the Mack?
Well, obviously, I can't cure COVID, but so we had 0 there last year for the most part. But I just, as I've mentioned before to other people, I think this is a town that knows and understands basketball. It's in the fabric of the city and how it's grown, and with your shirt, with Tark and what he did, and they appreciate even just the appreciation from the players of playing, whether it's diving on the floor, getting the crowd going, making hustle plays. You can go places and sometimes they just cheer for the dunks and the threes, but that's not how things are here in Vegas. So I just really think if we can play that way, and play where the city takes pride in, because the city's always kind of had a chip on its shoulder. You know, the UNLV fans have always kind of had an edge, and I think that's what we want to do as players. I think you know, the better teams you play on just never feel like they've arrived, and they always have that edge, that chip on their shoulder. And I think that we can put a team out there that the city will be proud and happy to root for, and easy to root for, because they see that they're unselfish, they're playing for each other, and they're playing for UNLV really at the end of the day.
Coach, yeah, Spencer the Wiz here, intern with the show, but we know about you as the coach now, but I actually did some digging last night, and I have a couple of questions about your playing career. I saw when you were at Arizona State your junior year, in 28 games, you averaged 38 or 39 minutes per game. I mean, you didn't go out. Is there a story behind that? How come you didn't get any time of rest?
I don't know. I think Coach Evans and I just had a good thing going, and you know, I probably wasn't the easiest person to take out. I did have a little bit of a, you know, a want to be out there. So no, I don't know about that. I think you'd have to ask Coach Evans, but my time with him was invaluable. Never forget it. Owe him so much as anything, the opportunity to go play at ASU, and really just love being out there and playing.
That's a really impressive run. I've also gone a little deeper, and I'm actually going to play a video for you. I wonder if you remember this, and I'll talk to you a bit after you see it.
We're headed to OT. In OT, Kevin Kruger nails a three from the corner to put the Flash up 4. He was 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. Ernest Scott seemed to have an answer, though, for Kruger every time, as he hits back-to-back threes here to keep the Vipers close. Scott knocked down 6 of his 12 threes. Kruger, though, one more time, putting the Flash up 5, and there would be no more answers, as Kruger's 32 points and 8 assists led the Flash to the 143-137 overtime victory.
So this will be my last question. I wanted to ask you about your time in Belgium, but I'm actually curious to get your opinion on just the development of the D League or the G League now. Is it that guys are actually getting signed? I'm curious, back in your day, how often was it like that your teammates or players that you knew around the league actually had a chance to actually make main rosters in the NBA?
Yeah, it was probably a little more rare back then, and the roster, you know, the way the roster is shaped up now in the NBA is a little more open to that availability. Because when I was in the D League, it was very hard to get there, and not many guys went up and came back. And but a lot of the guys that were on the teams I played on, you know, Orion Green, Ron Dupree, Tony Gaffney, you know, you can really go down to Millsap in LA, and Jamario Moon, who I still talk to this day. You know, it's a place where there was a lot of NBA players. And but yeah, I mean, the growth and the boom of the G League now is, I think it's great. It gives the guys an opportunity that aren't as interested in going the college route to go and play with guys that are right there on the NBA doorstep, and some of those guys are in the NBA. But I see that score. I'm sure we all slept pretty well after that game. I don't remember it specifically, but anytime you played Rio Grande, you did know that you were going to be in a track meet.
He is, again, the brand new coach of the Runnin' Rebels here, Kevin Kruger. We greatly appreciate you taking the time. I know this has been a heck of a week for you, all kinds of interviews, and hopefully it's tailing off for you soon so you can get back to what you do best, and that's coaching basketball right now. But again, thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll be talking in the near future.
No, thank you guys, and good luck with is it grandson, granddaughter?
It is a grandson. I'm not even going to say the name on the air because, you know, nowadays there's no more normal names anymore. So my daughter came up with some funky name. I said I'm going to call the baby Babe Ruth. I mean,
there you go.
But we appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Good luck with that. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.